Alright, YouTube, here's a battle report between my buddy here, Matt, and myself. It's going to be 2250. We have Dark Elves versus Empire. What we're going to do first is roll to see who places terrain. And I got a 3, and Matt's got a 4, so we're going to place terrain. Alright, Matt puts a hill there. He's got some shooting in his Empire army. Being a Dark Elf, of course, I've got some repeater bolt throwers. I'm going to put mine a little bit off-centered. That's the first 2 pieces of terrain. It's now Matt's turn to place another piece. Alright, Matt puts down a forest here. I put down one here. And I'm going to pass, which means Matt places the last piece of terrain. So there'll be 5 pieces of terrain on the board. Alright, Matt put a shallow water there. So if you look across the board on a 6-foot table, you've got water, woods, hill, woods, and then hill. Here's a roll to see who goes first. Hey, I got a 5. Matt got a 3. So I'll place the first unit. Okay, I chose the other side of the table and deployed a unit, and we'll see what we'll finish up the deployment, and then we'll list what's in everybody's army. Alright guys, here's our setup. Here's my setup right here. We have Spearmen, Blackguard, Chariot, 14 repeater crossbow guys, 2 wizards, sorceresses in there. Harpies, got some gargoyles I've been using for harpies because the harpies are direct order only from GW. I got 2 reapers on the hill, 14 spearmen with another mage, more harpies, 6 cold ones, a hydra, and then my shades scouting right there. And then in Matt's army, we've got knights.
5 knights, 5 knights musician, 2 cannons, a volley gun, unit of swordsmen with a detachment of halberdiers and handgunners. We got the good old steam tank, the Pope Mobile, some pistoliers, and some knights with a warrior priest.
Alright guys, we're going to roll for spells. I'm going to take dark and metal. I don't know if it's going to be 2 metals and 1 dark or 2 darks and 1 metal, but anyways, we're going to roll for spells. Alright, my level 4 wizard here took Laura Metal. Level 2 wizard here took Dark Magic. And my other level 2 wizard took Dark Magic. And then Matt's wizard right there took Fire. Yep. And then he's got some priests. I know he's got one on the Pope Mobile.
And I'm using a captain as a warrior priest.
And then he's got a captain, he's proxying a warrior priest over there in the center of that big infantry knight unit. Alright guys, here we go. We're going to roll to see who gets to go first. Believe it or not, the Dark Elves outnumber the Empire, which is scary. So he gets the +1. And yes, epic fail. Matt gets a 3 + 1, 4, and yeah, 1. First turn goes to Empire. Alright, here's Empire movement, turn 1. Knights, fast cab moved up behind the little pond there. The Pope Mobile or War Altar moves up. Steam tank moves up. Everything basically moves up. And now we're going to move on to the magic and shooting phase. Okay guys, if you watch my videos, Matt, he's got 4 casting dice. He has a level 2 magic user, +2 for his army. My dispel dice, I have 2 there for the army. 2 dispel dice for my level 4 magic user, and 1 more each. So I have 6 dispel dice. I went heavy magic on this list. Okay, in Matt's magic phase, he cast from the priest or whatever. This unit's now unbreakable. Yep. This unit champion gets to re-roll
to hit and to wound.
To hit and to wound. And then his caster over here tried 2 spells, but I was able to shut 1 down, and he didn't get the casting on the other one. And then the War Altar blasted, killed 2 spearmen. Now onto the lovely shooting phase. Alright, for the shooting phase, 1 cannonball landed right here and just went splat. It didn't move. Excuse me. Another cannonball went right through the bolt thrower, but if you notice, it's still there. He rolled a 1 to wound, so I got lucky. Very lucky. Okay, Dark Elf, turn 1 movement. Spearman moved up, going to try to protect the pond. The Cold One Chariot moved up, Blackguard moved up. The Sorceress Bunker stood still. These guys actually backed up about 2 inches. And then the Hydra moved up, Harpies moved up, Cold One Riders moved up, Shades moved up. Now moving on to the magic phase. Okay guys, if you watch my earlier video in the magic phase, I get 2 for the army, 4 for a level 2, 2 more for a level 2, and then 2 more for a level 2. So I have 10 casting dice, not counting the Power of Darkness spell. Alright, for all those casting dice, really didn't do a lot. I did draw out a scroll as I tried to rule a burning iron on him. Killed 5 swordsmen, and that's it with 10 casting dice. Sort of disappointing. It's now the shooting phase. Alright, Dark Elf shooting did a little bit better. Well, let's just skip that. These 14 guys right here, double tapped at the steam tank. Actually did 2 wounds to it. This bolt thrower hit the steam tank but didn't wound it. This bolt thrower killed 2 of the fast cav. And that's pretty much it for shooting. We're now going to turn 2 for Empire. Matt rolled a 10 for their leadership, even using his general. So they flee 3d6 that direction, which is great news for me. Alright, movement phase. These guys sort of positioned a little bit. Fast cav, they rallied, of course, since the general's right here. Steam tank moved up. The big block and the detachments moved up. Those knights right there positioned, backed up a little bit. I think those held, and that's it. We're moving on to the magic phase. Alright, Empire Magic Phase 2. We got the Unbreakable, whatever. It's not a spell, it's a, what's it called?
The Warrior Priest Prayer.
It's a prayer, that's right. And then he got Conflagration of Doom off, and I burned a scroll. And pretty much that was it for the magic phase. Now on to what Empire does best. Shoot. Alright, Empire shooting. There was a unit of harpies right here. He killed a couple, caused a panic test. They fled away from him and fled right into the war altar, so they were destroyed. But that's not the bad news. The bad news, see those pair of cannons up there? Remember what was here? Maybe you don't. Well, the Hydra is dead. I missed my regen roll, and he did 5 or 6 wounds, enough to kill it outright. Boo, hiss. So his shooting phase, I would say, went pretty good. Now,
Pretty pleased.
there's no close combat, so it'll be Dark Elf turn 2 coming up. Alright, Dark Elf turn 2. I was march blocked over here, so I could only really pivot. Oh, and I made a huge mistake. You guys, I am rusty. I am rusty big time. But pivoted these guys. They backed up 2.5 inches. My level 4 sorcerer jumped from here into there. These guys advanced. These guys haven't went stupid yet. The harpies up there. And my shades, in sort of a risky tactic, are going after 1+ armor save knights. That's not good, but we got to have something here. So moving on to the magic phase.